Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly check-in for 10th to 17th of June for the sign of Pisces. Alright, my lovely Pisces out there, how you doing? I know I have some subscribers and regulars who comment who are Pisces. I love you guys so much. I always love reading your comments. They're so insightful. And they get me thinking about my videos and, you know, making sure that I clarify and look at other points of view, you know. That's why I love your feedback so much. But today we're going to get you 2 cards out for your relationship. I'm not taking flyers. I'm going to get 2 cards out for you and your person. The weekly check-ins are basically to look at whatever relationship is taking center stage in your life this week, okay? Everything is about relationships, work, love, career, friends, socializing, all of that, marriage. All of that is about having different types of relationships with different people. So we're going to check in and see what are the 2 cards for Pisces and their person this week. This person could be a romantic individual, a family member, a colleague. But whatever relationship is taking center stage in your life this week, give me the 2 cards for the 2 energies. Show me. All right, Pisces. Pay attention to red flags. Wow. The signs are cautioning you. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So at the same time, pay attention to red flags. Also have trust. So that's curious. They are not mutually exclusive. You can have both, of course. You can have trust in your intuition by paying attention to red flags, right? You can have trust in your friends. All right, who are telling you about red flags. You know what I'm saying? So you can have both. Let's get your cards up, Pisces, for June 10th to the 17th. What's going on with Pisces? What's going on in their main relationship this week? Let's take the 7th stage. What are the energies? The affirmations, things to look out for. Positive and negative. Show us what's going on for our lovely, lovely Pisces. Show me. Show me what's going on for our lovely Pisces. Show me. All right, let's see. I love you, Pisces, so much. I have a soft spot because both my parents were Pisces, and I was a real daddy's girl, so I love my Pisces dad so much. He passed away years ago, but I love him so much. So you guys really have a special place in my heart, and here we go, 4 of Pentacles. Wow, all right. So it's a money issue, huh? Certainly a money issue. Stability is an issue. Empress, Lovers, Death. That's you guys. Pisces, and your person is Knight of Swords, Strength card number 8, and 10 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you've got another 5 of Wands. Strife, bickering, arguing. Wow. I'm just taking a look at what's going on here for you guys, Pisces. We're going to get back to this 4 of Pentacles. I've noticed that with these readings, as I go through and we read what's going on with you and your person, the center card seems to be revealed. The nature of why it's come out reveals itself. But let's get started with you guys. Pisces, you got the Empress card for yourself. How you see yourself right now. You feel like you're doing good. You're living in the lap of luxury. You feel good. And I don't mean like, okay, lap of luxury. I'm not saying you're rich or anything like that, but I'm saying you're feeling good. You're feeling luxurious. You're luxuriating. You're feeling indulgent, pretty. You may be, if you're a woman, you may be buying more makeup and dresses and things like that. If you're a man, you may be primping yourself, getting that shave, getting that haircut. You know what I mean? It's just the Empress energy is very, you know, and luxurious, indulgent. She enjoys herself. She's in the garden. You know what I mean? She looks good. She's kind of just there lounging, right? So that's the feeling. It's loving beauty right now. It's enjoying beauty. Um, you know, it's feeling good about yourself and where you're at, right? And you see your person as your lover, right? So the person you're dealing with is a lover. Someone you see as a lover, certainly. Right? Because this is the card, this is the position for how you see your person. Six of the major arcana. Six is being a talks about journeying towards harmony, journeys, but specifically towards a more harmonious place. That's why the Six of Swords is that boat that seems to be journeying away from danger. It's the Six of Swords. It's a desire to journey towards harmony. Here we have a harmony in a relationship. The desire to be together in a harmonious way is the essence of being lovers. To harmonize with somebody else in a totally perfect way is the essence of being close and being in a relationship with someone, right? And moving forward together as one harmonic wave, right? So that's how you see your person. You love them, you care for them. But there's a change coming in the relationship. There's a big change coming. Death. Right? And I think it has something to do with this Four of Pentacles. It's got something to do with the work you've done, holding on to it. You know what I mean? Holding on to everything you've worked for. I feel like you think it's being threatened for some reason. I don't know why. Something is changing, though, in your relationship, and trust is an issue. Something's happened. I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem to tell us in any kind of way. Usually I can read, the cards will give me a message as to why death is happening, more specifically. But it's certainly something to do with you feeling threatened about, you feel, certainly Pisces right now, things you hold dear. They could be monetary things, but they could also be things that you've worked very hard to buy, to purchase, right? Material possessions. Now, material possessions aren't always just like material, shallow possessions. If you work for a very long time to save up money to get a house, yes, that house is a material possession. But it is associated with an emotion and a feeling and a desire and all of the blood, sweat, and tears you put into working for the money to buy the house. So, you know, material things are not without their merit in terms of how they affect us emotionally and spiritually. The Japanese believe that material objects that are not alive, you know, for want of a better word, have their own version of a soul in and of themselves, you know. That's part of some of their, I believe that's part of the Shinto belief. Could be wrong. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you are worried about, like, something that you feel very strongly about, that you can see on a very tangible level being threatened. And it's got something to do with a change in this relationship. Only you know. And I think you Pisces know, out there who are resonating with this, you know what I'm talking about, because this death isn't a surprise, right? You've seen this coming. Your person is feeling very, they're seeing themselves as very ambitious. They're seeing themselves kind of as like, you know, the knight in shining armor almost. You know what I mean? They feel as though they're the ones who are taking care of things. I think they see themselves as the more rational person, as the more logical person. I think they see themselves in this relationship as the person who's moving forward. You know what I mean? Who's taking on all the responsibilities. It may not be true. But I believe this is how your person is seeing themselves in this relationship. They see you kind of like as a very, they see you as very strong. They know you're very, very strong. Okay? But I think that it's kind of like maybe they're feeling a little bit like you've been holding back from them, right? I don't, you know what? It's like you two don't, you're not in the same relationship almost. This person has been feeling very differently about you than you have about them. To them, your person has had quite a difficult time. They've been quite unhappy. I think they feel like they've had to be this knight for quite some time. I think they feel like they've had to always be fighting or fighting for someone or handling someone or handling the responsibilities or something like that, I think they feel like they're the ones who have really had to step up. And I'm not sure. I think they also see that perhaps they see that you're a very strong person, but I think they've seen you kind of like getting your feelings a lot, Pisces. I think that they've perhaps not been happy about this, right? I think they believe that the relationship is taking quite a toll on them, And, I mean, sorry to say, but I feel like the change is that I'm not sure that they want to be in this relationship anymore the way it is. I think you feel certainly like you've worked very hard. This is what I mean. You guys aren't on the same page, You feel as though, the message I'm getting here, okay, and this is, again, very specific. These weekly readings have gotten quite specific, okay? And if it resonates with you, wonderful. If it doesn't, throw it away. But you feel like you've worked very hard. You feel, in your mind, you feel like it's may have taken some time, right? But you've accomplished something, you've gained something in your own mind, right? As far as your personal life, aside from your person, as far as who you are, you feel like you've made a lot of progress. You've made a step up in your finances and in your career level, right? You've put a lot of work into all of that, right? But at the same time, you like to enjoy yourself. You like to party a little bit. You like to buy nice things for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not, that severe about it. But I think that you do certainly feel as though you've worked quite hard for where you're at. And you're quite happy where you're at. Your person, right, might be quite severe compared to you. They're a little bit more, they're that person who doesn't laugh as much as you do. They don't stop to smell the roses like you do. You know what I mean? They're always going, right? And I think that you probably felt very attracted to that at one point. I'm sure you probably felt like, wow, this person is such a go-getter. Whether you're male or female, they're male or female, doesn't matter. It's the energy, right? And I think that that's certainly what attracted you. But your person, I believe, has started to feel kind of, I'm gonna say maybe resentful or maybe sort of out of touch with where you're at. So what I'm saying is, okay, so maybe in the beginning when you first got together, they were very go-getter and you loved that about them. And they probably also loved showing you how much of a go-getter they are. They enjoyed the fact that they were showing you things and maybe showing you new things. Who knows? You know what I mean? But they enjoyed that and you were all also mesmerized with their energy. Now, some little time has gone along and I almost feel as though, like, you feel as though, oh, we've been making progress. We're working well together. It's, we're slowly getting there. But they have seen it as kind of like, now they're sick of, now they feel like they're the ones who've been doing that the whole time. They're the ones who've always been making decisions or taking the lead. And now they're starting to, even though that's the type of person they are. That's the type of person they are. Like, you would not be able to stop them being that kind of person. But yet and still now, they're kind of feeling almost as though they're pissed off at you because they feel like, well, they've had to do this the whole time. And you're probably like, well, I never told you to be like that. You're just like that. I didn't tell you to always be the one to make the, to make the arrangements I didn't tell you to do all that shit. You decided to do it, and I was happy letting you do it. I didn't have a problem with it. If you had a problem with it, you should have said something. right? Now they're having a problem with it. It's one of those scenarios, you know, where it's like, you're cool, right? And it's like, they're not. And your whole thing, and they're not cool because you're not as upset as they are. And you're like, well, hang on a second. Why should I be upset about something that didn't upset me? If it upset you, you should have come forward. And they feel very much like it's been a long struggle. I feel like things are going to start coming out. And this is the change. And pay attention to the red flags. There's been bickering. You know, you guys have been bickering a lot lately. This is probably something that's new. It started to come in more. Or maybe if you did bicker before, it's never been to the level as it's been now. I think that this week you're going to have conversations where your person is going to tell you things that you never thought was going on with them. I think they're going to start to describe. They might even gaslight you a little bit, Pisces. And what I mean by gaslighting, some of you who are unsure what that means, it's like they might even start to kind of say, hey, you know, all of these problems that I've been having all this time are really your fault. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had these problems. When you know full fucking well that, you know, whatever problems your person has gone through has been of their own making. All right. I mean, they've certainly played a hand in it. And it has not been because, you know, poor them, like a victim. You know what I mean? You know, there's certainly, I think that if you guys, if things start to, it could be that this week, right, you start to have these kind of awkward kind of conversations with your person that you never had before, where they're just like a little bit more angry about things. And you're like, well, I have no idea you were upset about that. Honestly, I think it's going to be a surprise. And it's going to be a big change. Now, what I said before about this death card not being a surprise, I mean, in as much as you've already been feeling a change in the relationship for quite some time, so you're not going to be surprised about the relationship changing. What I think is going to surprise you is the reason why. I think what's going to surprise you is when it all comes out, how your person has really been feeling. I think you're going to be really fucking like, what? Like, is this? Are you serious? Like, why didn't you say anything this whole time? You know, what, you know, and they're gonna and they might even say some bullshit. Well, I didn't think you could handle it. You know, that's a form of gaslighting. Okay, when somebody in a relationship, you know, they're unhappy in a relationship and they start like not telling you why, which is kind of, it's not lying, but it's not being truthful. They start arguing with you and not really telling you why they're really upset. You don't know what I mean? And then later on, and you're like in the dark, you don't know why they're really upset or anything like that. And then later on, they come back and they start saying all these things about all the shit that you did, which is why they acted the way they acted. So it all then becomes your fault. So not only did you not ever know why the fuck they were upset to begin with, but now it's your fault that they continue to lie to you and not tell you. Do you see what I'm saying? That's gaslighting. That's when somebody acts like a complete psycho and then somehow tries to get you to believe that it's all your fault because of just who you are, you know? It's all your fault because you didn't, you know, mind read and do what they wanted you to do. You know what I mean? It's all your fault because, you know what I mean? Because you acted normally without understanding or knowing psychically that they were upset. You know what I mean? All that kind of bullshit, that kind of guilt trippy shit. I think that that might even come out this week. A little bit of that, certainly. So be aware. You never know people gaslighting you until the conversation is over. And you wake up the next morning, you're like, wow, fuck, they just gaslighted me. And it's such an upsetting feeling. I mean, for me it is. As a Sagittarius, it's very upsetting. All right, give me some clarity on these cards for our lovely Pisces. Show me what's going on for them with this relationship this week. June 10th to 17th. Show me. So interesting. Yeah, I hate that as well. And it's like, you're not the only reading they came up with that this week. This gaslighting kind of energy that could be around. It's just for the birds, you know. 9 of Pentacles. Yep, Strength card. Look at that. Strength has come out over Strength. 2 of Wands. And your person's got 8 of Cups. 4 of Pentacles coming up. There it is. The same thing as the 4 of Pentacles up there. And 9 of Swords coming out on a 10 of Swords. Yep. And I'm going to show you exactly why these cards clarify everything I'm saying. Here we got Emperor. right? Stability, wanting stability, right? The Emperor comes in, he's the leader, he knows what he's talking about. King of Wands, Emperor, right? So he comes in, he doesn't take any prisoners, he's a leader, he's passionate, he's, you know, King of Wands is kind of the type of, he's the king that, you know, when he puts something in motion, like an idea, an inspiration, something like that, he follows it through. He leads his people from the heart, right? King of Wands is very similar to Aries energy. Excuse me, Emperor energy for the major arcana. So that's why a lot of times I get these, I see them and I think right away Emperor as well. But King of Wands, Emperor, very similar. Leadership, stability, passionate, right? So let's get into the clarity here. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. The Empress is here. But Nine of Pentacles talks about that being in the garden, just like the Empress, having all the luxury around you, but you're on your own. You're alone. No, you know, you're separated really kind of from, you know, is there someone there to enjoy your wealth with? Right? And I think that's it. I think that's how you've been feeling. You've been feeling quite alone in a relationship. You've been feeling like your person is not there. You're enjoying yourself. You're the Empress. You know, you're living like kind of a good full life right now. And when you look around for your person, they're not there. You know, they're not there. You know, and that's what Nine of Pentacles talks about. I can talk about, you know, getting all the success and luxury in life and then finding yourself on your own still. Right? Separated from people, not being as close as you'd like to be. And I think that's how you're feeling right now. Even though you're feeling beautiful, like the Empress should, that's how you're feeling. Here comes the Strength card out to clarify your lovers. Well, the Strength card was down here on your person because I think what I was saying earlier, that, you know, that's it. They see you as a very strong person, but I think that can also be intimidating for them. And like I say, as far as that gaslighting, kind of like, if this comes down to it, right, you guys have these conversations and all this stuff starts coming out that you didn't know, you know, and like I said, this idea that he or she is gonna play in the fact that you weren't strong enough, right? This is Leo energy. So it talks about being strong, being emotionally strong. He's going to try to act like he didn't think you perhaps were strong enough to handle him leaving or to handle her leaving. Or she might tell you, well, you know, I knew you would get all depressed if I told you all these things. You know what I mean? And just question your strength of character, right? That's how they see you. And here you come out on top of your lover to clarify and say, yeah, but I am strong, right? I am strong. You don't have to question my strength. You don't have to question my strength because you are strong, right? And although you see your person as your lover, you love them, you care for them, right? You see also that you need to be strong in this relationship, right? You see and you know that you need to be a little bit more strong in your own right, in your own self, right? Because this, you know, there's going to come an attack in a way when all of this comes to light. You know what I mean? So interesting that the Leo card came out for you in response to your person, and your person had the Leo card in response to you. It's very much like a battle, I think, right now, where it's like, you know, it's going to come out this week, and that's all what it's about. I think, like I said, you're not on the same page. Your person, they don't see how strong you really are, Pisces. You know what I mean? And you don't see how far away from them being meant for you they are. This person is not really your lover. You see them as your lovers. You see them as this kind of long-term soulmate, kind of stable energy. But I don't think this person is right for you. I don't think they're that person for you. I think that's what you've been seeing for whatever reason. Perhaps that's what you've been feeling. But I don't think they are. And I think that this week, when your strength gets tested through this person, you're going to realize that. You're going to realize that they're not what you wanted. This is the death as well that's happening. This is a part of that death as well. Is the death in how you see this person. I think it's going to change very much. Not only is there going to be a death in the relationship, in as much as it's going to change the nature of it. Everything you thought you knew about your relationship with this person is going to change, right? It's going to be transformed. I think also you will be transformed, and I think you're going to realize, hang on a second, yeah, I cared for you very much, and I saw you as my mate, but you're really not right for me anymore. Maybe you were then, but you aren't now. And here we go, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, holding on to what you've worked for, and that's what hopefully you need to do coming out of this, if you do come out of a relationship. Two of Wands is here moving forward. Yes, that clarifies the death card. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to realize that these shores you're at now, this land, this area, this territory that you're at with this person, no longer can contain you anymore. You see the hawk flying up there, or the eagle? They can't contain. This relationship can't contain you anymore. You've outgrown it, Pisces. You've outgrown this relationship. And you're ready to move forward. Two of Wands talks about moving forward. Next step on your plan after Ace of Wands, which is the inspiration. Two of Wands is sowing seeds, getting started on your vision. But look, you're looking forward and not back, and this person is on their own. And I think that's the realization you're going to come to. Trust your instincts and pay attention to the red flags. Yes, your person, here we go, to clarify them. They feel like a knight in shining. Like I said, they feel like they're the knight in shining armor, and they've had to do a lot of the work. And I'm not saying that that's true, but that's how they feel. Eight of Cups, they feel like, they're the ones, they have to leave. They feel like, like I said, I think they're unhappy. They're unhappy in this relationship, and I think they feel like they're ready to move on. Like this relationship hasn't given them everything that they desired. And I'm not saying that they're right. I'm just saying that this is very much how they feel, and that's very much how they're going to come across. A lot of times when people tell you their feelings, they make it sound as though their feelings are, validated as fact, right? They're validated in as much as they're their feelings, but they're not a statement of fact or a statement of being for anyone else. Only their feelings, So they can feel very much like they were unhappy and that this relationship was too shallow or didn't provide enough for them. And you can very much feel like, well, hang on a second, I thought I did everything. You know what I mean? The reasons why they might feel like that may not have anything to do with you, right? But they do. This is how they see themselves. And they also have Four of Pentacles here. Four of Pentacles. They also are feeling very much like, I think they feel like they brought a lot to this relationship. And I think they feel like they brought more to this relationship than you do. And I think they feel very covetous of it. This is the type of thing, like, I almost feel like this is a little bit petty too here. It's almost like that kind of like, when you break up and they go through and make sure they have every single one of their albums back, every single one of their little bits of rags or clothes or whatever back. You know what I mean? Like, just holding on. Four of Pentacles is miser energy. It's too, it's that over kind of obsession with money and holding on to money to the degree that you no longer realize that it's the only reason you should be making money is to stabilize your life, right? Now you're just chasing the dollar. It's just an extreme way, an extreme kind of a relationship to money. It's an unnatural idea that you need to hold on to something, right? And I think that, this is how your person is feeling. They certainly feel, I think they feel like they brought more, and if they leave this relationship, they want to leave with what they believe they earned. Beware of that, And again, here, Nine of Swords and their Ten of Swords. Yeah, they've been fucking miserable lately. Anxious. They've not been able to sleep well. Interestingly enough, though, Nine of Swords talks about being miserable, and a major component of that misery is guilt, shame, knowing that you've played a hand in some unfortunate scenario, right? Knowing that you, to a certain degree, are at fault right? So there is that angle, there is that aspect with Nine of Swords. So it's quite interesting that although your person sees this relationship as having taken a major toll and them wanting, I believe very much so, to either leave the relationship or to have this conversation with you about how they want it to be different than it has been, bear in mind, like I say, there is a small part of them, and they may not admit it, that realizes that a lot of this is their own fault, and they have a big role to play in this as well. All right, my Pisces, I'm going to leave it at that. This is quite, an interesting kind of scenario. Sound off below. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share. Sound off. Tell me what's going on. If you want me to do a reading on like a collective question or a question that might interest the collective, let me know. If there's something all you Pisces are dealing with right now, let me know. I'm always more than happy to answer subscriber questions and do readings for them, like in that way. So general readings for the collective. If you want a personal reading, of course, you can always book on my homepage, my home YouTube page. You can book a reading or you can email me. All right, guys. For right now, I'm just going to say I love you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful June week. Bye-bye, Pisces.